David Poland, I highly recommend you follow David Poland on, he's on X. He has a Substack, and I get his email blasts. They're not daily, but they're mostly daily. We know each other in real life. I've known David Poland, God, for 20 years, more than 20 years. He is a straight shooter. He's a guy that looks at the data, and looking forward to 2026, he has some pet theories. This is his column, The Hot Button on Substack. You can look it up, davidpoland.substack.com. He has some pet theories. I found this fascinating. Alan, you've got notes for this. Would you please read them?
Okay, so from the notes, I start by admitting I've been struggling to write because the past week or two has been overwhelming and the structure of my newsletter feels off. Writing reviews feels trivial, and so I boil them down to blunt examples. If you like Avatar movies, the new one is the most emotionally engaging. If you want an outrageous erotic thriller, the Housemaid delivers. No Other Choice blends Korean dark comedy with the moral questions. Anaconda plays with a grown-up riff on a Minecraft movie. Marty Supreme gives you peak Timothée Chalamet with Safdie-style chaos. The Testament of Anne Lee and Song Sung Blue are both musical and tragic, though I think only Anne Lee really works. The point is that there's plenty to see, even if reviewing it feels hollow. I then tried to impose structure by introducing my pet theories of 2026, with a main one being that indie film marketing is damaging itself through oversaturation. Too many films are opening on too many screens with marketing budgets too small to support them, which drags down both the better positioned releases instead of letting them break out. To test this idea, I dive into the numbers, comparing July through November of 2019 and 2025. What shocks me is that in 2029 actually had far more indie films opening on fewer than 1,000 screens. For example, in 2029, 37 indie distributors released 51 films under the threshold, while in November 2025, only 22 distributors released 24 such films. That runs counter to the assumption that today's indie market is uniquely crowded. I use Fathom Events as a clear example of how business models have shifted. In 2029, its biggest release was the BTS World Tour Love Yourself in Seoul, a one-day event that grossed $3.5 million on fewer than 1,000 screens. In contrast, its biggest success has been the 15th anniversary re-release of Coraline, which grossed $34 million over 6 weeks, starting on more than 1,500 screens. Both event releases, but they represent fundamentally different strategies that have often lumped together as the same thing. I also look at studios' specialty divisions I call dependents, like Focus, Searchlight, and Screen Gems. In 2019, these divisions released 15 films and 2,000 screens, averaging $32 million a title. In 2025, they released 6 wide films, averaging close to $23 million, showing how much these divisions have pulled back since COVID. I ask whether non-studio indies have made up the difference. The answer is yes in volume, but no in money. In 2019, non-studio films opened 2,000 plus screens and earned $1.35 billion total. In 2025, 42 films opened. They earned only $867 million so far, with much lower averages per film. I end by asking whether more is less, and admit that no definitive answer. What's clear is that since COVID, the industry has taken massive swings in how it releases and markets films, and everyone is still guessing what swing is building the future and quietly hollowing it out.
Yeah, so he examines in this. I put up the data actually, so you could look at it. It's look at it 2019 through. These are like this is the fall release slate of 2019 compared to 2025, the number of films being released. The first thing you notice is a lot more movies were released in 2019 as opposed to 2025. And then what the grosses were, by month. It's alarming. And the thing is, what's happening is there are fewer major releases, and there are indie movies. I mean, indie movies are great; they're part of the ecosystem. But you need those big major movies that those help the indie movies get attention. You go to the theater, I'm here to see the big Disney, whatever it is. But then you'll notice there are other indie films. You also see trailers. It helps the business have a tentpole big blockbuster studio film. It helps everyone else that's below that. And they're not being helped because there are fewer ones and they're underperforming. Alan, what's your takeaway?
I mean, this is an interesting thing. I guess his point is that things are upside down and backwards, and no one knows how to fix it.
Yes, and the Netflix WB deal. This is why almost United, the entire industry is against it.
69.
Yeah, I mean, Look, I think we can blame the strike for the fewer wide releases because, 2026 is kind of the ramp up year where we're going to get all the titles all the films that, we're going to get more because the strike is no longer a factor.
Right.
But the other thing is what the studios are greenlighting. What's clear to me is that the studios will only greenlight home run movies. So you're literally standing at the plate and your single goal is to hit a home run.
Right.
And if you know anything about baseball, you're not going to hit a home run the majority of the time. And I think that speaks to why there's a smaller number of big movies this year, because the ones that did make it, and I think there's only four real winners, is because because when you got to make a good movie to hit a home run.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when we looked at that video on Monday, I almost want to play it again. That video we looked at on Monday that went through movies from 1998.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 1 minute video. I'll try to find it here. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. I go to the theater every week. I'd see a movie in a genre that like maybe I didn't think was great or whatever. It was okay, but man, it was kind of.
Well, I mean, one point I made about 1998 was in the top 15, there were only 4 remakes and sequels in 1998 in the top 15.
I'm going to play this video again because I want to emphasize how important I think this is. This is from a podcast. They say it on here. I just want to play the video. 1998, the movies of that year. Listen.
I think 1998 is in the running for the greatest checking all the boxes movie year we've ever had. All these different types of movies that can come out in a year.
Yeah.
Drama, Saving Private Ryan. Provocative drama, American History X. Foreign, Life is Beautiful. Beloved movie nerd movie, Out of Sight. Guys movie, Rounders. Great comedy, There's Something About Mary. Cult comedy, Big Lebowski. Goofy comedy, Wedding Singer. Conspiracy, Enemy of the State. Political, Primary Colors. War, Thin Red Line. Sports movie, He Got Game. Horror, Halloween H2O. Action, Armageddon. Well done for me and CR action, Ronin. Yeah. Sci-fi, Truman Show. Sci-fi horror, Blade. Rom-com, You've Got Mail. Black rom-com, Stella Got a Groove Back. Corny drama, Patch Adams. High School, Can't Hardly Wait. Fucked up indie movie, Your Friends and Neighbors. You seen that one?
No.
It's a fucked up indie movie. TV turned movie, X-Files, animated A Bug's Life, and Kids Parent Trap. Think about how many categories I just listed, and we have an awesome one for each one. Let's go back.
The rewatchables. It's on Spotify as the podcast. He makes a point. They served the market, and they were micro markets, but they were broad. So they were sort of micro genres, but they were broadly appealing, right? And you look at also the diversity. It's surprising. And look, if you saw that clip on Monday, I'm sorry. I think it's so important what's being said there. I discovered it from Roger Avery, who we follow each other on X, and I thought it was really important to share. And watch again just to drive home the point. You know, we're not just old men yelling at the cloud that older stuff was better. It was objectively better at that time. Any final thoughts, Alan? We'll go to comments.
You know, I'll say just as the last thing, most of those movies he listed, you could make for under $50 million.
Yes, that's
today.
Another great
you could
point.
make it today
Well,
for under $50 million.
Most of the movies, probably not Saving Private
Armageddon,
Ryan,
no.
but
Armageddon,
or Armageddon. No. But those other films, they were like solid movies, like Rounders, solid movie. For
Rounders
men.
was an independent movie. It was a Miramax movie.
Yeah, with Matt Damon.
Yeah, there's something about Mary. You could definitely make There's Something About Mary for under $25 million.
I remember going to an early screening of that, and the audience didn't know what it was about, and everyone lost their minds.
Yeah.
It was so good and so weird and so original.
Yeah, and it's not like you can't make those movies today. I mean, you just got to get over this whole DEI thing. Just make a damn movie. You know, don't start asking questions about, well, shouldn't this person do that, or shouldn't this person be this? You know, just tell an authentic story. You don't have to spend $100 million on it, and you'll make money, and you'll bring people back to the theaters. You'll give people more options every weekend to come back to the theater.
Look, listen to what my Asian co-host has said. Let's get rid of this DEI stuff.
Except hire more Asians in your movie.